A little classic for y'all, you know what I'm saying?
This is like one of the number one songs I play like at events.
Music is a word within itself, with a language we all understand.
But you know what's my favorite part in this? You know what? I'm just going to skip it. Because this is my favorite part. We can feel it. For those who don't know it, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry your childhood was not blessed with this. This is the part right here. What do you call that? I know you know it. That little that was that going up and down the scale and it just sounded pretty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure whoever made that up was a keyboard player.
Definitely composed it. I mean, do you think that Stevie Wonder did it?
Most likely.
He was blind. He had ears that were like
magical. Magical.
Bang! But here we are, guys. We are on another episode of Reflections with Val. Welcome. You guys can follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, blah, 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 all that good stuff. But today we have someone very important. He's an artist from Newark. So I'm just going to have him introduce himself. I'm so excited.
My name is Josue Simon.
Josue.
Yes, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm a singer sax player. And yeah.
Singer sax player. Yeah. How long you've been doing this journey with music and everything with it now?
I started in church.
Okay.
Because, you know, that's like the cliche, I guess. But my father was a pastor. Like, he was an unorthodox pastor. I like to say. Anybody who knows my family knows we're real musical. Like, we went to the church that, Wyclif's dad built in Newark.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was kind of like in that little mix. And my dad's pretty much known for how electric he is and like how like up-tempo he is, you know.
So your dad was known like around the community, or would you say even above that?
The Haitian community, yeah.
Yeah, the Haitian community.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And it was, since he was a pastor, it was basically gospel based, right. But it was very talented because he play something, or? Yeah,
he played guitar and he was a singer. More so known for his singing and like him being able to lead a service.
Oh, wow. So we got a David right here. We got a David. For those who don't know the story of David, you better do your little research, okay? David, he healed a lot of people with his gift and ability for playing the harp. So, right. Yeah, that's definitely very powerful that your father did that.
Right.
And he was a minister since you were a kid, or he kind of, I thought that you saw him grow into it.
Now, my older sister, they kind of saw, like, I want to say the journey from getting his life together.
So you have older sisters?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 4.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, between my mother and father, yeah. My dad had 2 daughters from, other extracurriculars.
Yeah, we all have a past. We all know.
Right.
And then the one that's like before you, so there's 2 older sisters.
A brother.
And then the brother, and then you.
Yeah, 2 girls, 2 boys.
Okay. Right. So as you guys were being raised, were you guys brought up in Newark, or this was a different town or a different area?
Well, when I was born in Newark, myself, I was born in Newark, and my 3 older siblings, they were born in New York. So they were actually brought up. My 2 older sisters, they were brought up in Brooklyn until I think there was like 6 or 7. And then
right.
They moved over to Jersey. And my brother, he was born in New York, but he grew up in Jersey. So we lived in East Orange for a while, but we pretty much lived in Newark my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Newark, when did you start in that time when you were growing up? Did your brothers, sisters, mom, dad, like the music influences, what were you brought up around in that music genres?
Yeah, so my sisters were singers.
Okay.
In the church. And
so there's a whole family tree here.
Yeah. My mom is more so like the supporter. She don't really do much. Right. She just be in church. She was basically just the supporter, the big supporter. My sisters, they sing well. My older sister's a really, really, really talented singer. but she doesn't have the passion for it.
She doesn't.
Yeah, she just
Don't
loves
you
music.
hate when that happens?
Yeah.
Like,
But she has an ear for it.
so what is your older sister like? What path did she choose?
She's like, well, I mean, she had a difficult life. Like she went through things. It's like, it's not really my story to tell, but she works in what does she do? This just goes to show you I'm pretty busy, so it's not bad that I don't know. She works for I think this company called SAG After. I probably shouldn't even be saying this. Like that shit is private. I said this shit.
No, it's okay. We curse here.
All right, bet.
Be yourself. Yeah.
Bet. All right. So she works for this company that like deals with like actors and musicians. They private personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like medical bills, all kinds of personal stuff. Like she does that.
Oh wow! So she's still.
It's okay, but she never wanted to be an artist. Like she wanted to be a doctor. Like my sister's really smart. Like she's really smart.
So she's the brains.
She's right.
And she's the oldest. So.
I wouldn't call her the brains because I think I'm a genius. So.
Ooh, typical sibling rivalry.
Ain't no sibling rivalry when it's the truth.
Ooh, she gonna watch it. She's gonna kill you.
It's all good. It's all good.
What's her name? Shout her out. Shout her out.
Kenny. She already know what the deal is. Kenny. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. and then the other singer. What is she, like? What is she? Does she still pursue it, or like she kind of just same thing?
My other sister's an architect. She never wanted to be.
Okay, Haitian excellence.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Represent.
No, both of my sisters they were like real goal oriented. Like my older sister, she's getting into real estate. She's like I said, anything she wants to do, she does it. She's a genius, and like her daughter is like my niece she's into music, so. Ooh. I basically got her. I did a show with her, actually. That was one of my proudest moments where she performed with me.
That sounds so beautiful. I would literally cry as an aunt. Like, I have a nephew. So.
A bunch of my friends were like, yo, you the GOAT. I'm like, see, for that one, I'll take it. I'll take it for that one.
Nah, you always.
We do it for the kids.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
of that, you always going to be you're always going to be a mention.
Right.
Because one of my friends, shout out to Andre Brooms, he has this funk through him head to toe. I don't know. He's a bassist, and he's just always just slapping it. You feel me?
Right.
You just know those good basses. They're not taming it. They just
right.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And I asked him. I was like, bro, how did you do this? Like, and then he told me that his uncle was the only one, and his mother, his father never touched music, but his uncle was always in it, and he had like a collection of vinyls. He always had basses in his house.
Right.
And one day he passed away, and he was like, I feel like it's my destiny to continue this, because he only taught me, and it was only him.
Right.
So he literally every single performance he'd be going in, and you could after knowing that story, I could tell why. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not doing it just for him. He's doing it for his uncle, who literally was planted that seed. So you are just as important as that to your niece, and that's just beautiful to me.
That's how that's a perfect way to describe why I do what I do.
Right.
To be honest, like I do everything I do now for my dad. Like that. It make me real emotional. That's why I don't really like to go into it too deep.
No, I really want you to express it, because there's some children, especially like me out here, that didn't really have a privilege to have a father, to be a figure in their life. So to have someone speak on it, that would be cool.
Nah, I feel you. I'm gonna speak on it, but what I'm saying is, it's just like I know it's one of those things where
you gotta give me
if I get to like I'm a rambler. I could talk. We could talk for hours. You know what I'm saying? With the best of them. But like I know, like I got these. You know, everybody got triggers. That there's certain things that he's talking about. Like I really loved my dad. My dad was a really, really, really good guy. He had like his vices, like any other father, but like just growing up and getting older, like you really see like the kind of love that your parent had for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I lost my dad in 2013.
Oh
so,
wow! My condolences. I'm sorry.
It's all good, but it's life. But like, and that's the kind of things that he would say. Just knowing the man that I am now, it makes me like so thankful for the guidance that I had. It's like, it's just like I'm so thorough. You know what I mean? Like I'm a really good person. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I'm very confident, and certain people might see me as like, they might not like me because I'm as confident as I am, but there's not a person that could tell you that I'm a bad person. You know what I'm saying? Through and through to my core. There's no group of people that I've come across that can just say consistent bad things to me. Even when I was young, I was a slacker and I was a jokester. I like to make folks laugh, something like that. Like, but that's a kid. All those people now, like all those teachers and people that I might have caused problems for. Now to this day, now they can say nice and positive things about me because I've made amends. You know what I'm saying?
You
like
just
I
did
could
a whole 180.
right. I could make a mistake and realize it, and then make amends. And that's one thing I seen from my pops is like, not to say that I seen him make a lot of mistakes, but I seen him really lead with like a really, really, really intellectual iron fist. Like, not saying that he was just super hard on everybody, but like, he told you the truth so much that you had no opportunity but to just receive it. It's the truth, you know what I mean? Like, it's not nothing, it's no facade.
For me, I feel like your father was he knew how to be very spiritually and like emotionally aware of his surroundings around him too.
Right.
So he knew what energy to give
Each
into
person. Man,
and what energy to reserve it, because it's like, it's not worth it. Because sometimes we, as people who are speakers and heal, and come with an intent of that, because I know he has, I feel it. When you come into an intent of healing, you have to put all of that aside, like your pride, your flesh, all of that aside to be able to have that message come across.
Right.
And how are we able to do that if someone is over here easily triggered, right?
Right.
Like, you can see their demons acting out on them. Why are you feeding it?
Right.
So I think your father was really good at like knowing.
It was crazy because there's a lot of folks, like my cousin, for instance. He is like, he's a really smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I trust him. Like, I trust him like a brother, like legit. Like, I trust him. There's probably nobody in the world I trust more than him. Like, legit.
This is
my cousin. My cousin. Yeah.
He's like your brother though.
Yeah, he's not even really my cousin. He's my god brother, but we call each other cousins. That's how close our families are.
Okay,
right.
You guys aren't even that separate in years, like.
No, we literally born 8 days apart. Our moms were pregnant with each other at the same time.
That's it. That's A1.
Right.
That's A1.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, we born the same year, 8 days apart. Right. Our moms, they cool, but they kind of hate each other low key.
Oh, really? There's a love and hate.
Right. But they definitely love each other. Right.
So you guys just be on the sidelines, like. Oh.
Right. Word. Like, they both crazy. They try to act like the other one crazier than the other, but they both crazy. That's exactly what we say. But
your cousin came in.
Right. This kid is, everybody always expect him to do like what's wrong and like make the mistake. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the things I admired about my pops. Like, he always would tell him, and we had this conversation after my dad died. He said, like, yo, the only person that ever believed in me and like just would tell me like, Josh, or John, don't worry about what they're saying. Don't worry about your mother. Don't worry about your father. Like, yeah, they telling you're not shit, or you're gonna fuck up again, but I got you. Like, you always could call me. My dad always, even though he wasn't the richest, but he always like, it made me a little mad because
he was like going on,
like, yo, you're not all they fathers. Like, you're our father. Like, stop. You ain't got it like that to be spending all this money on people that you ain't got it for. But you know, when you young, you thinking selfishly. Like, that's a child mentality. But getting older, I'm seeing certain, like, how, you know, just seeing shit in life. And you just look back like, wow. Like that, like, he legitimately, he was there in a whole, like, just like how you saying, like, you didn't grow up with a father figure. Like, there's a bunch of young females that I went to church with and that I know
that didn't have their fathers.
They trying to contact me all the time. Like, yo, like, I was just thinking about something your pop said to me and I was just crying for like the past 2 hours. Like, it's just helped me like get through the situation that I've been dealing with for the past 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pops he was weird. Like, he had like a different relationship with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like how you said, you soak into that person and figure out what they need, like what vibes they need. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Before you open your whole door and assume and make assumptions, like, he definitely thought it through.
So many people they came to me and said that. They like, yo, you don't know what your pops did for me. It's like, damn.
Damn, it sounds like if he was a character in The Lion King, he'd be Mufasa.
Facts.
Or better yet, Rakishi or him. Yeah, he would be that baboon right there, like just chilling.
Right.
He's there guarding the whole jungle
To lift you up.
and just only there to just spit some gems, walk away.
Right. But at the same token, he was still really like when I say that iron fist, like my pops was super stern, like and really rude. Like he could say some mean things. Like I'm not gonna stunt. Like I'm not like when I get mad or so to speak, you know, everybody get in their little vibes. I can say some really mean things. You know what I'm saying? And I think like, damn, is that where I get it from? and I just think back like, wow, I'm so observant. Like, how did I even put that together to know that about them? Like, cause you pay attention so hard. But it's like it goes into, you know, being a musician. I'm a horn player. I don't have to pay attention as much as I do, but when I was young, I was so competitive.
Right.
Like so competitive. Like it was kind of unhealthy how competitive I was.
Do you think that your competitiveness came from the validation of others, and that was more important to you then, showing and now proving others around you?
Nah,
no.
Where did you others. Think it came? It was a specific person. I would build up battles with like people that I would. If I felt like you thought you were more like capable than me intellectually, I would try to prove you wrong. And that it always came because I always like growing up, and this it took me up until I want to say I was about 22 to get past this. But I had a problem with authority in terms of I didn't like to listen. Like I always felt like I was good. I was better than
you were above the authority.
My A level.
Mm-hmm.
Not really above it. I thought I was better than my age, so I should be afforded certain liberties. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to. You don't got to say all that to me if I'm this good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already this good. But that not knowing like
right. So would you say it's pride?
This is a band. It's not. I guess. It was immaturity.
Okay.
Right. That's probably a better word.
Core.
Immaturity. Absolutely. I would never deny that. Like, I mean, that could have happened to me. And that's why I say it stopped when I was about 22, because that was when a friend of mine introduced me to a sax player friend of mine. And he told me, he basically tried to shade me when he told me about him. He was like, yo, you should work with this dude. He's nice as hell. Basically saying like, he said it in a way like, go get lessons from this guy because he's way better than you. I mean, he like that's exactly how he said it. I did not appreciate that because I have no care in the world for that guy. You know what I mean? Like just if we want to do the whole ego contest, I'm not threatened by that guy. Just let's go. So, but that's why. But I was really excited that I was able to like calm down in that moment because normally, like knowing myself, I would react like, oh fuck out of here, bro. Like I would beat you up first of all, and like I used to be that kid. Like I was always a real big dude. Like always too big for my age. So I would always react with that. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a young bad kid. I really was, but I was smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood, but I always like to call myself I'm intellectual hood nigga. You know
yeah. But I think a lot of us that were really brought up in church become that way because with everything that I've gone through in my life, I should have been out in the streets right now, addicted to something,
right? Asking
for money or something of that nature,
right?
But because I had church in my life,
right?
It was like one of my foundations. Like, yeah, I didn't have a support system like I wanted, like my father and my mom, but at the end of the day, I had him, and he was my father. He was my mom. I got you. So it's like you move different when you switch, when you're during your turmoil, during your trials, you just like that button. As soon as you touch it, you just switch and shift your energy, and you're not as negative. Right. You're like, for some reason, I'm going through this, but I feel like I'm not going to be in it for that much longer. Absolutely. So you just get through them without you knowing how.
That's like my life. Like I've been in certain really bad situations, and I'm like, wait, why did I even put myself there? I'm better than this. I know I'm meant for more than this. Like,
That's right.
This dude could look at me and know that he like. I've been in certain situations with friends and be like, yo, Josh, what you doing here, bro? Like, what are you doing here with us? And then, like, I remember specifically when I decided to stop hanging out with a group of people, I just stood up and like, yo, we legit just sit on this fucking porch for hours.
And you guys used to just...
And nobody does anything. Like, somebody's either smoking or drinking or, like, nobody's doing nothing. Like,
to be honest, I remember that. I remember looking at my surroundings and being like, I don't belong here.
Facts. Like,
yeah, it's one of
I
those
literally
moments.
just got up and walked away one day and never came back. Like, yo.
Wow.
I could see everybody in passing. Like, it's not to say, like, I live around the corner from that place where I was at. I'm not to say, like, I got up and went far. I'm just in the house now. Like, if I gotta do an event, I'm gonna go to the event. Like, I'm not about to just be chilling outside where, you know what I mean?
So, like, when was the moment where you were, like, going away and you were just strictly dedicating hours for practice, being locked in the room? When did you find that inspiration? Like, what age was that?
17 going on 18, yeah. That's when I, like, put all the, going outside, doing a bunch of crap. Yeah, nah. 17, yeah.
17?
Yeah.
And what genre did you specifically focus on?
I never focused on a specific genre. I always made it my business to, like, be able to play everything.
Okay.
Yeah. When I first started, like, doing shows, I did a lot of, like, what the fuck was we playing at? We was playing at this spot in Central Ave. It's, like, close to downtown Newark. That was a bar I played at regularly. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
And you were 17 playing at that bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But no, actually the first place I played at in the bar professionally was in it was in Freehold, and I was 16. Yeah, just turned to 16 too. But
and it was you by yourself, or you were playing?
No, I was playing with my bass player and a keyboard player and what's her face? It was weird. It was a bass player and an upright bass.
Oh, I like upright basses. You don't like upright basses?
No, I don't mind it. I didn't understand the point of a bass player and an upright bass player
at the same time. Yeah,
exactly. It was like redundant, but
we made it work. So when you started performing, did you compose your own pieces, or you were just kind of like?
No, I was playing shit from school. I was playing like Taking the 8 Train, shit like that. Like that's the one of the songs I can remember off the top of that. Mm-hmm. We was playing like simple jazz songs, like Cocktail Hour type of stuff.
I love all that. So what genre, like what artist would you say influenced you to kind of tap in a little bit more?
Well, I'm weird, like I said. So I've never been like a huge rap fan. Like I've never been like a huge rap guy. Mm-hmm. But ironically, I'm really good at playing trap sax, which is weird. I'm really fucking good at it. It's wild. Right?
That's actually dope. Trap sax.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't know if you heard of Masego.
Yeah, I know.
So he created a genre. It's called trap house jazz.
Yes, right? He did.
So that trap, they basically the people, I want to say the best innovators of classical music within hip hop are Terrace Martin. You know, yes, Terrace Martin. Kendrick, that collective.
Oh yeah.
Kamasi Washington, Turchax, Adam Turchax. I mean,
yeah. When they dropped To Pimp a Butterfly, I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I have it on vinyl.
It was. Yeah. But what the crazy thing that people don't realize about that, Terrace Martin did a lot of the production on that. He's predominantly a horn player. He plays a bunch of other instruments, but his main instrument is alto sax. Like I don't know if you've seen that BET Awards when Kendrick performed. Mm-hmm. And he had the people in the cages. He had that one sax player in the cage. That was Terrace Martin.
Terrace Martin was also in his first Untitled performance in the Jimmy Fallon show, where he performed it for the first time. He was like, "This song, I wrote it years ago, and I couldn't come out with the title, so I named it Untitled." and he had Terrence Martin in the back, and he shouted him out. Anna Wise, which is his backup singer,
Right.
Terrence Martin, Thundercat.
Yeah, Thundercat.
Right, we don't even have to.
Oh my God, bruh. Nah, for real, Thundercat.
He's a whole nother, but knowledge too, though.
I'm not familiar with a lot of knowledge. I know the name, but I'm not familiar with a lot of his music.
Knowledge. He
came out.
He likes he does a lot of samples.
All right.
But his samples are very like the music that you and I very much will like and bump into. I'm just gonna show you a little snippet. I shared it one time, but
I'm listening to a lot of people right now. It's crazy.
He is dope. What was I? Oh yeah, knowledge.
There's a local guy right now that's getting me real into like that heavy rap, like that.
We're gonna do it like this for the next hour. All gospel.
This knowledge.
It's a Sunday. Y'all don't go to church, so we gonna take you to church. So here we go. We gonna start off like this.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh yeah. It's a lot.
Right here. I'm like, let me tell you. But I think he's a producer. Mm-hmm. He's a very much like Thundercat, but he samples. He knows how to do good samples, like old school.
Yeah.
He be just putting some jazz in that, some electric, and I'm just like, ooh, kind of like K-Tronada vibes.
Right. Like,
yeah, K-Tronada.
Is crazy. He's crazy.
You know
that song that he did with
Masego
is crazy.
Oh my god. I've known about Masego since he was in like his Pink Polo EP.
See, I only know about him. I'm like fresh off the Tata FKJ train. Cause I'm a big what's his name, Tom Misch fan.
Tom Misch, who's that?
It's a white guy.
You better play him.
Tom Misch.
Right here. I got you right now. That's crazy.
What's the best song? I gotta look for it. I gotta go in my library.
He said I gotta show you a good one. Do you know about Christian Scott?
No, I don't.
He makes his own trumpets.
Really?
He customizes them.
Well, this guy too, like he basically he played a bunch of instruments. He went to the conservatory in England.
No way.
Yeah. He's sick.
He's sick. He's just on a whole nother.
People, I'm telling you, people nowadays, like they really gotta tap into some of these artists. Like there's a group called Moonchild.
Oh yeah, Moonchild is dope.
Oh
Moonchild.
My God. Like, have you heard Money?
No, I haven't heard Money from them. I heard The List. I've heard other songs from them.
This song,
searching for the insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
The Truth.
Her voice is amazing. Like you gotta watch their Tiny Desk.
Oh yeah, I saw snippets of it, but not the whole thing. Anderson .Paak's Tiny Desk is actually the most viewed out of all Tiny Desks.
Anderson .Paak has done a few Tiny Desks.
I know.
And all of them are amazing. All of them.
Sweet DJ.
This song right here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, what? Pause it real quick.
Hold on, I'm just gonna save it because I just already like it.
One thing you gotta know, when an artist, like when they make tracks and they do certain like gimmicks either to start a song or to transition within the song, that's how you know how talented that motherfucker is. for him to start his song with like a band type of start like that, like I know for a fact, like there's certain things, like I'm that type of person. I like to think about the mindset of the engineer or the artist or the musician that was involved in the session when that song was being made. I like to think like, okay, what were they thinking at this point? Like, why did they do this? Or why did he decide to pan this to the left or to the right here? Like, why did he do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, why getting into a mind of a professional? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because people need to understand that music heads, we don't just listen to it and be like, oh, it's beautiful, I bump with it, let's keep continuing. We actually, like, dissect the song.
Exactly.
We want to know.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, too.
Right.
Like, I'm thinking, like, what snare you use, like, what little effect you put in on, what you mixed it, who mastered it. Shit. Like, you could just hear it all.
Especially when it comes to drums. Like, you should definitely be, all artists, like, if you're trying to get into production, definitely study how folks put their drums together, because that is your song right there. If them drums slap, trust me.
I believe that.
Even if the lyrics suck, it's gonna be memorable because people gonna be like, yo, them drums, that song slap. Exactly. Like, I'm serious. Like 50%, a lot of music. Like there's a lot of music out there that's.
What do you feel out of all drummers in each genre? Like, which one can have the most diversity?
What do you mean?
Like diversity and dipping into any kind of genre, not just sticking to one.
Like a drummer?
A drummer, yeah.
Like them.
Like what? I think gospel and jazz drummers can literally convert into any genre.
I mean, when it comes to drummers, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I just feel like the drummer has to. If you playing as a drummer, if you playing for an artist, you got to match it that artist's personality. Like if they up tempo and if they wild, like if they like, you know what I'm saying, if they want like a wild drummer, and like even if you got to be in the pocket, like you got to match the personality of who you playing for, because that is what that artist is trying to convey to the crowd. You can't be some boring drummer while playing behind like a super like energetic artist. That's like that's weird. You know, like you gotta. Don't call yourself a professional if you can't match whatever your talent you got to
your audience,
the person you're getting paid to play for. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true.
As simple as that.
Yeah. So let's see what Tom.
Tom Mitch. This dude. His main instrument is guitar, and he's a vocalist. He has a beautiful voice, and he just arranges his music perfectly.
Okay. So we'll see.
Perfectly. This song.
This is featuring De La Soul. I love him.
I love the way it flows. I love the way it grows.
He kills it live.
There's something in this sound that takes me far. It's like a special song. Can move my mood along.
Like,
how long you known about him?
Not long, probably like a few months. I was actually Tiny Desk surfing. Like I was watching a bunch of Tiny Desks and I came across his. And he had this sax player that I know featured. Like they didn't have De La Soul there, and he switched their part into a sax solo. It was Body, and I'm like a huge fan of that saxophone player. So as soon as I saw that he was in the video, I'm like, oh, watching this, watched it, and I'm like, all right, gotta listen to that album. I hit one of my boys up about it. He was like, yeah, listen to his album Geography. I'm like, I already got it. I'm 2 songs in. He was like, listen to the whole album.
He said, you got to do it, bro.
I'm like, I got you. I'll hit you back after I'm done. He was like, I bet.
No, I like this.
We should make some sax stuff to his music.
This is groovy, bro. I like it.
And he's a beast on guitar. Like when he's solo.
Yeah, it's very clean. Very clean.
The music gives me sun when winter starts. She told me at the baseline. Everything will be alright.
And like this song loud.
Told me that the beat is
this one of them songs you gotta bump it loud. Like you gotta be obnoxious.
So now you're really into trap jazz? What is it called?
I'm into playing, like I'm into doing sax for it. Like I'm into putting horns on hip hop songs and hip hop artists' music.
Right.
Like I did it with I don't know if you know this guy. He's pretty close to here. Steven Xavier. I did one of his songs. Like I just randomly I heard it. Like I follow him on the gram and I was watching his story. I clicked this song. It's called Aux, and I'm listening to it. And I'm like I'm one of those type of musicians. Like I could literally hear, like I could hear myself. Like I could hear horn lines that I'll do on the song, just listening to it. Like hear where I could play at. I'm listening to it. I'm like banana, 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 banana. I'm like, whoa, that'll be a clean rip right there. Right. And then I just I opened up the session in the crib. I keep one of my saxophones out in my house.
Yeah.
And I just set it up. I recorded it, and I sent it to him.
Okay.
And I was like,
That's
"Yo,
up.
I just recorded this to your song, bro." He was like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I fuck with it."
That's what I
He
see.
was like, "Would you be down to do like a remix?" I'm like, "Yes, I'll do a video and I'll send you that."
Oh, I love that. Keeping all of us connected.
Facts.
That's what's up.
Word, he's cool. I fuck with his music. Like if I really mess with your music, like
He said, "You'll have me."
right, not even on no pompous junk. Like I definitely I love to listen to local music. You know what I mean? Like I like to support local people just like I would love for somebody to support my music. So
Right.
it's like
Same.
if people got tracks out, I'll take a listen. I'm like, yo, if I could put something on it,
I'm gonna contact you. Right?
why not? Not even you ain't gotta use it. Use it, don't use it. It is what it is. Like,
But here you
hey,
go.
I just put some sax on this song. You can do whatever you want.
Listen, I would literally cry if someone said that to me. Like, oh my God, you did a sax on my song. You just messaged me. I literally would be like, I'm so grateful.
Right.
Like,
I mean, it was like it wasn't nothing that it didn't take me no time. I had free time. I was just chilling, and like that's a good way to practice.
yeah, it is. It is a good way to keep yourself busy, occupied. Never think that you know it. The moment you think you know everything is the moment you'll stop growing as an artist.
Absolutely.
Definitely always try to learn and be humble. I learned that firsthand. But like as for legends goes, you didn't have anybody growing up that you looked up to, like for
Oh yeah. My main man is Mr. Maceo Parker.
Mr. Maceo Parker.
Yes. He was James Brown's saxophone player.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a legend.
That's deep.
He's a legend.
That's real deep.
Right.
I felt that. So when did you first see him? Like what age was that?
I probably was like 12. Yeah. 12. I seen him live. Like when was it? 2012, I believe. At no, SOPAC. South Orange Performing Arts Center.
SOPAC?
It's like let me not say that. But it's like it's a smaller NJ pack.
Okay. He said it's a small energy pack. Let me not, make them small. Yeah. But that's how you came across it.
Right. No. That's not how I came across him. I seen him live there. But I came across him when I was 12, just seeing videos. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how. Yeah, a music teacher put me on, showed me some videos. What
was different about him versus everyone else that you listened to?
It was just the showmanship. Like, if you ever see me play live, like I have a distinct style. Like,
right.
I wouldn't call myself a jazz saxophone player. I probably more so in like the hip hop, kind of Caribbean. Yeah, I'm really cultural.
So Caribbean. Yeah. So you're gonna build your own genre. Like, I listened to this guy called Samsthing Soweto, and he is the first in his country in Africa to mix African music with techno and all of that, and jazz. So it's like pretty cool. You hear the African influences in it, and then you hear like.
Right. I mean, like that's why I think I'm pretty versatile. Like I can make any kind of music. Like,
yeah.
I got a 4-song EP right now, and like one song, the first song on it is called Winner. That song,
Winner.
Yeah, it's like legit. Like I was a huge Chris Brown fan growing up, so it's like a Chris Brown kind of song. To be honest.
Okay.
Like legit.
What's one major part or major lesson in life that music helped you get out of?
Honestly, the discipline, how hard it is, because it's so depressing sometimes. Like how hard it is, but like
So like you have a song specifically that helped you get out of those times?
No, but just the grind to do it, of like wanting to get to a certain level on the sax. That got me out of some real dark ass places.
Oof.
Just working on it consistently.
And not ignoring it and acting like it's not there.
Or like not involving myself with other stuff because of that being such a focus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's really the main thing.
What do you recommend to someone that just picked up the saxophone? Like, what do you advise them to grow and on the practice and to get to the level that you're at now? Like,
I mean, to get to where I am, you just gotta that you making me sound like I'm an ass, but I'm not.
no, you're definitely not. Because you guys, once you see his page and you see what he's been up to, you guys are gonna understand why I had him on my show. He's sick. He's just being humble right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yes, because I know you got to your journey in this. So
on any instrument, you just gotta like really want to do it. Like you can't just want to do it because of some like just feeble reason. Like, it got to be something you really want to do. So like working at it don't seem like real hard work. You know what I mean? It just seemed like I just got to knock this out. So you know what I mean? I could be lit. That's it. Like it shouldn't be like a fight to get better. Then you know what I mean? Like, cause I used to be like that when it came to the drums. I was just I thought like I loved how cool certain
yeah.
You know what I mean? The feeling of like playing the drums real loud and just being all crazy on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. Like I couldn't get good on the drums. Like as much as I tried, I was forcing it. And I was saying like, yo, this is making me unhappy. Like, this is making me unhappy and I'm too young for this. So I freaking once I got on the sax, it instantly clicked. As soon as I started playing sax, it's like, oh, this is for me. Like me and my brother, we argue about it all the time. Like my brother's kind of virtuoso, plays a lot of instruments, and as soon as I got to a certain level on sax, I was like, yo, you might play like 12 instruments,
but
I play the sax better than every damn instrument you play. So, that was like our little war. But
my brother says the same thing.
Right.
A true musician, some people would say that you can know how to play multiple music, like instruments, but some of those people that know, they rush themselves. They only learn it within the year, right. And then they go on to the next, pick up the next. Right. So they never really had time to perfect it, craft it the way you would if you had focused on one.
No, that's true.
So that's interesting.
That's true. The main thing is you gotta like it's not to say that you can't go to another, because I'm pretty good on drums now. Like I just had to learn a few things getting older. Like all right. You gotta relax. Stop being so hyper, because I'm like a real hyper dude. Like I ain't gonna stunt. There's certain points where I'm like, I'm wired. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, that's why I have like such a laid back demeanor, because if I let myself start wilding, I'm be bouncing all over the walls and like just crazy. But especially when it comes to music, like,
right?
Whew, like I remember I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day. I went to a show and I'm like so gassed up to get on stage. Like
you were ready.
I was ready, like so ready. And I'm like, yo, I need to chill sometime before and now like I don't do that no more, just because I'm in a way more professional setting with my guys. So it's like, yo, you gotta chill. And I've even fainted after a show. Like I'm telling you, like I literally be wilding. Like and I move around a lot, you know, being the leader, like, you know, you got to pick up this person, pick up that person.
Yeah,
and make sure everything good here, make sure everything is going right. And like, there was certain points back in the day when I'm working like full time. Like I was running a business, doing a bunch of stuff. And it's like, you know, I had this false sense of I need to make sure I'm in charge and have everything under control.
Right.
And like, I used to act like I never needed no help, so I'll put all that whole burden on my back. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's not healthy. Right. You're supposed to have that one person out of 1,000. Scripture says. Right. One person out of 1,000 that you can confide in, that like, trusts you.
Now I'm way better with that. Like like when it comes to if I'm gonna do something and call myself a part of a team, I'm like, all right. So you doing this, right? You doing that? Bet. You doing that? Bet. All right. So I'm doing this. We all know that I'm just doing this. So when I just do this, nobody get mad at me because I just did
this. right. Because we already established.
Absolutely. Right. We had a meeting. Everybody know what they got. Everybody done wrote it down in their phones. Everybody know. Like the group chat is lit. But it's just it's a tricky web we weave, this life thing. So
yeah, we all just trying to figure our way out. There's no manuals. Right. I mean, through this whole thing of you starting to now, like what's name in words, like what each trial and tribulation that music helped you get out of?
Oh, well, the main thing, my father. Like losing my pops.
So
that was huge.
Grieving.
That was huge.
Yeah. So that definitely, you could have fell into some sort of depression and sadness when that happened, let's just say. And you overcame that as well.
Right. Definitely. Just showed me. It really just made me grow up quick. And just had to put certain childish things behind me. Just, life for a lot of people is different, but like everybody has like a crutch, you know what I mean? For a long period of time in their life. And one thing that showed me is that can be yanked out from under you. And you gotta be like stable enough to pick yourself back up if you fall, or like if you stumble, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like get your legs back under you. But what's really what I'm coming to realization now, and what I believe wholeheartedly is that we are continuously growing individuals. Like we all always growing. No matter what, you've never learned enough. Like you're never gonna be complete. You're always gonna keep growing. You know what I'm saying?
You're never gonna be complete, and life is always gonna keep throwing stuff your way. Are you gonna always let it like affect, or are you gonna like grab life by the balls and be like, nah, this is my time?
Like learn from it. Like that's what I could say now that I'm so proud of myself about. Like there's not a person I can meet that like I went to a bachelor party the other day, which it ended terribly, but while I was there,
snap.
or it ended real bad. Like it ended real bad.
I didn't hear that.
It did, and it wasn't none of our faults, but it is what it is. It started great. Like there was 5 saxophone players there.
Oh,
think about a jam
like
session like that. Yeah, my boy, he was getting married. Well, he's married already.
Right.
My brother Anderson Brutus. Shout out Anderson. Congratulations, Anderson and Natasha.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they just got married, but we was at a bachelor party for him. We was jam sessioning it up. It was so lit. Talking about 5 sax players, drummer, keyboard player, bass player. Like we was jamming it up. And while we were there, we was having some downtime, and I was talking to one of his friends there. I didn't know him, but we was talking basically about life and about growing up. He was talking about his kids and like the married life, and I was talking about like getting older and just wanting to be a better man and like making sure I'm doing certain things to solidify that and stay on that path. And I was just like, I was telling him, I'm like, yo, I'm really honest. So I'm like, yo, I'm like really glad to have this conversation with you. Because I legitimately can feel how intelligent you are. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nice to listen to somebody that I feel is intelligent. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
you're not just full of crap.
Full of shit. Like word. I could feel everything you saying is genuine. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy. Like this just go to show you the times that we in. So that night ended up. The reason why I say that night ended up terrible because an older gentleman. He was 81. He, I think that he was on some kind of pills or something, but he ended up swerving in his car. He smashed into the car that was parked behind mine, and mine was in the middle, and then like got sandwiched up. Ooh. So yeah, that made the night terrible. And my friend was actually in the car that was parked behind mine when he got hit. So thank God he's okay, but like while we were outside, I was really, really frustrated. Like I was really mad. Like I was really mad.
Because of the guy?
Not like I was mad because the police were super calm. They didn't want to breathalyze the guy that caused the accident.
Was he white?
Yes, of course. He had a bunch of Trump stickers on his car, which that immediately frustrated me. He didn't apologize to no one.
Oh God.
Right. And then they told me he had diabetic shock, and I'm like, wait, when you have diabetic shock, you can't walk or talk. How is he walking and talking? But this neither here nor there. So I'm really frustrated at the police. And mind you, remember the gentleman I told you we had a great conversation? Mm-hmm. So he grabs me, and he the fact that we live in a time where these kind of you have to grab your black brother or your sister and say these kind of things to them. Like we in scary times. Like he grabbed me, he said, yo, I'm so glad to have met you. I don't know you, but I'm so glad to have met you. I don't want nothing to happen to you. Can you relax a little bit? Just because, you know what I'm saying? There was a bunch of police there. I'm a big black dude. I'm screaming.
Right.
in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? Like the optics don't look great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
I'm like, I was vehemently,
right.
like, vehemently screaming
wow.
at those police, like, in their faces, and like, just making the situation way more than it had to be. And why? We're at an event where something happened out of nowhere. We were all drinking. You know what I'm saying? It's a bachelor party. It's literally like, my friend literally emptied his house out. Like, he had his house. He owns a home. It's a nice house. Nice little area.
Right.
He had his house for his boys for the weekend. There was only like 10 of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure everybody wasn't staying, but anybody who got too drunk had the option to stay.
Right.
But it's like, the fact that he had to grab me and say that, like, yo, I just met you.
Damn.
You a cool dude. I don't want you to get shot, bro.
Oh, that was so
It's
sweet.
It's like we live in them times where you gotta grab your brother and tell him, like, yo, in certain situations, yo, I get it that you're mad, but we can't get this mad.
You know what's crazy? This should have happened 10 years ago. We should have been in that same awareness to put ourselves on check on that. Because it just took us this long to realize it. So definitely all you Black brothers and sisters, stay protected. Latinos too, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that has any Taino or African blood in them, I feel like right now is the time to be
Absolutely
on high alert, especially after the election.
This is the cookout. You wanted the invitation. Like that meme say, this is the cookout. Here's the invitation.
Right. Now, before we close, are there any upcoming events? Anything that we got to look forward to 2021?
Wow. Any
upcoming projects?
I'm about to do another event with the NJ Pack, another live stream. So
okay.
You guys, it's gonna be with I'm just playing sax though. It's gonna be with Rock and the Collective. Excuse me. That is a really good friend of mine. His oh my god, excuse me. But yeah, he has a band. It's called Rock and the Collective, and he's doing a spot with the live show that they're doing, and that's gonna be on the 8th, I believe, at 7.
The 8th?
It starts at 7,
okay.
October 8th. Right.
Yes, so this is gonna drop this Wednesday, so yeah, they should be definitely aware of that. So
Right.
tune in, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But besides that, I'm gonna be performing in Hoboken with a guitar player and a singer. That is gonna be, I got the name of that bar. Let's see, do I have it?
One day I have the privilege to perform with Jose.
That we can make that happen.
Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna catch me and Josue together. I was gonna say Josue. Forgive me.
It's all good. I can't find it, but I'll let you know.
Yes,
Val,
let me know.
Val will let y'all know.
I will plug that in, and of course, let them know where they can follow you, so
I'm
they
on
can
Instagram
support.
at I.MJOSUE.
And then where they find your music?
On everywhere, honestly. The link, the link is in the bio, like they say.
The link is in the
It
bio.
has every streaming platform.
YouTube, all of that good stuff. SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
The same thing with me, guys. Just, we're going to be here every Wednesday. New artists. This one, we had somebody from Newark. Shout out. And it's just crazy, how much talent is in Jersey. And I'm so excited to show you guys more. Not just Jersey, just globally, really. There's talent everywhere. And for you guys to hear stories and everything. So just keep on the lookout. And see you guys next Wednesday. And again, follow me at Reflections with Val or Soulfully _Val. See you guys.